Ladies and gentlemen, Kenyans are very angry and Kenyans are very bitter with William Ruto. Because yesterday, William Ruto betrayed Kenyans when he donated 20 million Kenyan shillings to a church in Ruto. It didn't end there. The president further allocated KDF land worth over 1 billion Kenyan shillings to the said church. The president then promised to construct a road leading to that church. And the president crowned it up by promising to contribute another 100 million Kenyan shillings to the same church.
Bishop, katika ujenzi wa kanisa letu hapa, mbali na mbali na ile yote tumesema, mbali na kupatiana title deed, mbali na kusema wanajeshi wasimame kando, mbali na kutengeneza barabara, si ndio? Mimi mwenyewe nitatoa milioni 20 kwanza. Ndio. Sawa sawa. Basi mtaanza kupanga hiyo maneno wakati unasemekana mnajenga. Alafu mimi nimekubali pia nitakuja tufanye harambee pamoja. Sawa, Jesus winner. Na hiyo harambee nataka mnisikize vizuri. Si ndio? Nataka mnisikize vizuri. Na kwa hiyo harambee, vile huyu Kororia amesema. Huyu Kororia alisema hapa, ako wapi huyo Kororia huyu? Alisema hapa iwekwe polling station hapa ndio msichanganywe na watu wengine, ijulikane nani amesimama wapi. Na mimi kwa hiyo mchango ya kanisa, hata mimi nataka nipatiwe polling station yangu. Nipangane, ndio? Niende nipangane mimi na marafiki zangu. Nasikia Bishop? Niende nipangane mimi na marafiki zangu, tutafute milioni 100 tulete.
The reasons Kenyans are bitter with William Ruto is because at the peak of the Gen Z protest, William Ruto addressed the nation. And William Ruto made a declaration about fundraiser.
No state officer or public servant shall participate in public contributions or harambee going forward.
The truth of the matter is that Kenyans believe that William Ruto is donating those amount of money as part of his strategy to try and win or buy the support of Kenyans. Because they argue that 20 million Kenyan shillings, you add to 100 million Kenyan shillings, that is 120 million Kenyan shillings, can change a lot. That there are several schools, for example, they are giving the case of a school in Baringo, where students are studying under a tree. And that 20 million Kenyan shillings can actually make a huge difference to that church. But William Ruto has opted to go back to fundraising for church. In this video, I want to explain to you guys why William Ruto has no other option other than to go back to fundraisers. Before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth of the matter is that William Ruto is the easiest president to remove from office. He has lost almost everything he stood for in the last election. William Ruto has lost the hustler narrative. He can't now stand before people and tell them how he's a hustler. William Ruto has lost the church. William Ruto has lost even the energy. There is no promise William Ruto can now tell Kenyans which he has never told them. William Ruto has failed to provide employments to the young people the way he promised. And if you look at it critically, only next year and we are to the election. And William Ruto has come to the realization that winning his re-election is going to be at all odds. So it's time to go back to his strategy of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why William Ruto is going back to fundraisers. Number one, it's time to win back the support of the church. If there's a single institution that really helped William Ruto in the last election, then it was the church. William Ruto attended church in the mountain every single day. He contributed huge amounts of money. William Ruto projected himself as a man of God, God-fearing leader. In fact, by that time, William Ruto was being referred to as the deputy Jesus. After losing the church, now it's time to come back to the church. And it's easy for him because the churches he's targeting are individual churches. And those churches are actually motivated by money. And some of those churches, by the way, have loyal followers. That, I don't know the name, is it Jesus Winner Ministry or Church? It is owned by an individual. If that individual were to pass on today, that church is likely, that church is likely to just disappear like that. So William Ruto is going to start targeting those kind of churches, because from those churches, he will be able to do what he did in the last election, use the church to mobilize support, use the church for propaganda, use the church to create its network. That's number one. It's time to win back the support of the church. I'm not so sure whether he will succeed. Number two, William Ruto is also donating those huge amount of money as his strategy of sending a coded message to the mainstream churches. We've witnessed the Catholic Church returning William Ruto's donation. He's telling them, you can reject, but there are these ones here who are willing to take that money. It's actually tempting. 100 million is not a small amount of money. That's tempting.
Najua nimelaumiwa mara nyingi sana kwa mambo ya matoleo kanisani. Ninyi mnajua. Ninyi mnajua. Si mnajua hivyo? Lakini hii ya Jesus Winner hii. Sindio? Sikizeni ndugu zangu wa Kristo. Wakati tunamtolea Mungu, hatumpatii binadamu. Sindio? Matoleo tunayotoa sio kwa sababu tunampatia Bishop Mwai. Hatupatii congregation hii, tunampatia Mungu. Sindio? Na mimi nimejaribu sana kutafuta kwa Biblia. Na mimi ni msomi wa kiasi wa Biblia. Nimejaribu kutafuta mahali inasema ati ukimpatia Mungu unarudishiwa na askofu. Iko mahali? Nyinyi mumesoma? Si ndio jameni? Si tunampatia Mungu? Na wengine wetu, mimi nikiweko, I am a product of giving to God.
Number three, and I think this is very, very important. William Ruto is trying to win back Mount Kenya. And how can William Ruto win back Mount Kenya? For you to win back the mountain, you only need two things. And he actually applied this effectively in the last election. You need the church and money. In the last election, the mountain voted for Ruto, not because they loved Ruto. They never loved Ruto. They voted for William Ruto because William Ruto used the church effectively to propagate his agenda against Raila Odinga. That Raila Odinga is a devil, that he was the chosen one, and he used the money to buy the church, and the church was used to propagate those information. That's exactly what he's trying to do now. If you're keen, the other day you saw Kimani Ichung'wah donating, I think was it 5 million to some event. And after that, another thing also happened. William Ruto also sent his donation, I think of 2 million. Rigathi Gachagua himself has confessed that if you go to State House or Karen residence today, you'll find containers full of money. Those money are not headed any other place. They are headed to the mountain. Because William Ruto has one fear, that if he were to lose the mountain completely, then his chances of re-election are almost nil. So he's trying to win back the support of the mountain using money. Number four is lack of development projects. For example, if William Ruto had constructed that road to that church, he would not be making that promises in a church. His team would just work. Church members will realize, oh, the government wametengeneza barabara. But he has to make that promise because there is nothing. The other day in Baringo, during the burial of Senator Cheptumo, Ole Kina told William Ruto something, that it doesn't have to be that when he's in Homa Bay, that's when you see tractors working. When he's in Baringo, that's when you see tractors working. When he's in the coastal region, that's when you see tractors there. When he's in Roysambu, in that church, that's when he's promising. Because there is no development project. In this country today, you can't pinpoint a road started, constructed, and finished by William Ruto. All roads were either nearing completion when he took over, or were in the process of tendering. William Ruto is yet to complete a single road in his name. There's no development project. So he has to hide through these talks because, you know, Kibaki never told Kenyans what he was doing, but Kenyans used to see. If William Ruto were working, Kenyans will just be able to see. You'll see roads here. You travel, like some of us who like traveling. You go to Kakamega, then you realize, hey, kumbe hii barabara imetengenezwa. You go to Kericho, uko ndani ndani, then you okay, kumbe hii barabara imetengenezwa. You can't talk of those kind of roads under William Ruto's regime. And lastly, I think William Ruto is signaling to Kenyans his strategy of campaigns for 2027. And just like I predicted, 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya is going to be one of the most expensive presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya. A lot of money is going to be spent in that election. Because, for example, William Ruto has already accumulated enough money for that campaign. So he's going to spend a lot of money. And of course, Kenyans are also a bit wiser now. It's going to be very difficult to convince them. So it's going to be very expensive for you to convince Kenyans to support you. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.